Welcome to Playa Car Phase 1. Playa Car is part of Playa Del Carmen, Mexico. It is a luxury gated community full of resorts and resort-like communities. What makes Playa Car unique? Well, it's the first gated community in Playa del Carmen. When Playa del Carmen was only basically a fishing village in the 1980s, Playa Car popped up and focused on more luxury foreign buyers to build up the market. Playa Car Phase 1 is unique because it only has one boutique hotel called the Sunset Fisherman right there. And it's focused on luxury residences, not hotels. Whereas Phase 2 is primarily all hotels, a golf course, and gated communities inside of the gated community for families with amenity-rich lifestyles. I would say Playa Car is probably the safest area for a family if you're looking to come to Playa del Carmen and you're worried about safety. It's a gated community, and then a lot of those individual places like Agua, Soleil, The Leaf, or other gated communities inside of the gated community. So it's double security to get even into your own residence. What is the difference between Playa Car and Playa del Carmen? Well, there isn't much of a difference. Playa Car is part of Playa del Carmen. Playa Car is a gated community on the southern beaches of Playa del Carmen. It's quite tricky to get into. When you're a tourist and you've come here to explore, when I first came here, I thought, oh, I'm just gonna ride my bike in, it's gonna be super easy. No, you need a QR code to get in, or there is another way. If you go down to Playa Car Palace and you go through the gate there, you can walk in quite easily. How big is Playa Car? Well, Playa Car is 800 hectares or 2,000 acres of land. It's subdivided into a golf course, commercial amenities, luxury homes, and a lot of new developments that are bigger and bigger for families. Playa Car Phase 1 only encompasses 10% of the total mass of the Playa Car gated community. Playa Car started with a focus on the beaches. How they built the high-end residential, they started in stages. They focused on building towards the beach first and then slowly moving back, creating all of these cobblestone roads and little nooks and crannies. When they first built Playa Car, they focused on Phase 1, obviously. And so Phase 1 was built towards the beach in the 1980s. They didn't know what was going to come. Now that beach isn't so much of a beach anymore. The property line goes right to the water, so it's quite tricky to walk around if the tide's up. More and more activist groups have fought against building closer and closer to the beach. The beach is eroding. They are now no longer allowed to build that close to the beach. They have to allow a beach walkable, etc., etc. So what makes living in Playa Car so unique? Well, living in Playa Car Phase 1, everybody has access to the beach. One of the best things about living in Playa Car is Playa Car Phase 1, everybody has access to the beach. There's many different points that you can access throughout Phase 1, whereas Phase 2 is pretty much all luxury hotels. Basically, the only way to get to the beach in Phase 2 is to enter right by the reef, which is where Playa Car Phase 1 and Playa Car Phase 2 meet. So what are the prices of the homes in Playa Car Phase 1? Now off the beaten path, built back in the 1980s. If the home hasn't been torn down and rebuilt, they are running about $800,000 to $1 million. What makes those unique is the ones closer to the beach are only allowed to be one floor. And then as they go back further and further, they're allowed to go higher and higher. So some of the homes back there are 4 floors high and still have an ocean view. Now moving closer to the beach, a lot of those homes have been torn down, rebuilt, and they start at around $2 million and go up from there.